Hello and welcome to Express News with me, Deepika. In the next half an hour, we're going to get you all the latest news and updates from the country and the world in 30 minutes. Let's begin. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Wednesday emphasized the importance of Jain literature in shaping India's rich intellectual and spiritual heritage, calling it the backbone of the country's intellectual grandeur. While addressing a gathering at the Navkar Mahamantra Divas in New Delhi, Prime Minister said that preserving ancient Jain text is a national duty. Prime Minister Narendra Modi united with people from more than 108 countries through the collective chanting of the Navkar Mahamantra, which is the most revered and universal chant in Jainism. Prime Minister highlighted the government's decision to grant classical language status to Prakrit and Pali, which are the two ancient Indian languages deeply intertwined with Jain and Buddhist traditions. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also pointed out how the architectural and cultural influence of Jainism is reflected in the new Parliament building. A magnificent painting of Lord Mahavir adorns the roof of the Constitution Hall, and all 24 Tirthankaras are depicted on the wall. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that Navkar Mahamantra is not just a mantra but a center of every individual's faith, and its importance is not just spiritual but beyond. Crown Prince of Dubai and Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Defence of the UAE, Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, visited the Bombay Stock Exchange in Mumbai on Wednesday. The Crown Prince participated in the ceremonial ringing of the bell, which is a tradition at the BSE, the Bombay Stock Exchange, symbolizing the start of a new chapter. He reached India on Tuesday for his two-day visit to the country. In a significant boost to India's Make in India vision, Mahindra Aerostructures Private Limited has secured a prestigious contract from Airbus Helicopters to manufacture and assemble the main fuselage of the H-130 light single-engine helicopter. The contract was formally signed in the presence of the Union Minister of Civil Aviation, Kinjarapu Ram Mohan Naidu. India's Ministry of Women and Child Development has kicked off the 7th edition of Poshan Pakhwada, which is a nationwide campaign to combat malnutrition and promote healthy lifestyles. Running till April the 22nd from the 8th of it, this year's initiative centers around 4 key themes, which is the critical first 1,000 days of life, rollout of the citizen module of the nutrition tracker, management of malnutrition through CMAM, and promoting healthy habits to fight childhood obesity. During the weekly briefing, India's External Affairs Ministry said that Prime Minister Modi met with Senior General Min Aung Hlaing of Myanmar on the sidelines of the BIMSTEC summit in Bangkok. The leaders exchanged notes on India's relief assistance provided to Myanmar as part of Operation Brahma. MEA spokesperson Randhir Jaiswal also said that FTA talks with the UK are in the process of being relaunched and both sides remain committed to taking it forward. This will be the 8th round and both the sides are keen to conclude it. An encounter took place between security forces and suspected terrorist in Martha village of Ramnagar in Udhampur district. During a search operation by Jammu and Kashmir police and other forces, the contact was established with the terrorists. 2 to 3 terrorists have been trapped. India's Union Cabinet today approved the doubling of Tirupati-Pakala-Katpadi single railway line section in Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu with a total cost of 1,332 crore rupees. The move will enhance connectivity to Tirupati and will also generate direct employment of about 35 lakh human days. The Cabinet also approved construction of 6-lane access-controlled Zirakpur bypass with length of 19.2 kilometers worth 1,878.31 crore rupees in Punjab and Haryana on hybrid annuity mode. The project aims to ease congestion in Zirakpur, Panchkula and surrounding areas by diverting traffic from Patiala, Delhi and providing direct connectivity to Himachal Pradesh. The Cabinet also approved modernization of Command Area Development and Water Management as a sub-scheme of Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana for the period of 2025-26 with an initial total outlay of 1,600 crore rupees. The Reserve Bank of India cut its policy repo rate by 25 basis points to 6% for the second straight time, having cut its rate for the first time in 5 years back in February. RBI Governor Sanjay Malhotra said the Monetary Policy Committee also changed the monetary policy stance from neutral to accommodative, signalling further reductions in the repo rate. RBI Governor further added that MPC has also decided to slash the GDP growth forecast to 6.5% in 2025-26 from the 6.7% projected earlier. He further added that retail inflation is expected to be at 4% in 2025-26. Indian equity indices ended on a negative note. At close, the Sensex was down 379.93 points at 73,847.15 and the Nifty was down 136.7 points at 22,399.15. Indian rupee ended 45 paise lower at 86.69 per dollar on Wednesday versus previous close of 86.24. Oil prices plunged to even deeper four-year lows on Wednesday. Brent futures dropped by $4.02 to $58.8 a barrel. Gold futures maturing on the 5th of June were priced at 89,668 rupees per 10 grams on multi-commodity exchange. Silver futures for the 5th of May maturity stood at 90,161 rupees per kilogram on the MCX. International Monetary Fund said on Tuesday it reached a staff-level agreement with Argentina on a 48-month extended fund facility totaling to $20 billion. Internet accommodation rental platform Airbnb has been ordered to pay more than 8.6 million euros to France's Olive Island for breaches related to a tourism tax. President Draupadi Murmu is visiting Slovakia in the second leg of a two-nation state visit. This is the first visit by the President of India to Slovakia in 29 years. The President was received by President Peter Pellegrini of the Slovak Republic at the Presidential Palace in Bratislava today. The President was accorded a ceremonial welcome with guard of honor. President Draupadi Murmu held productive talks with the Slovakian counterpart in Bratislava. The leaders reviewed various facets of India-Slovakia relations and agreed to work towards strengthening the bilateral relationship across diverse sectors. Both the leaders witnessed the exchange of two MOUs, one of cooperation in the field of MSMEs between NSIC and Slovak Business Agency and another on cooperation between SSIFS and Slovak Ministry of Foreign and European Affairs. During a joint presser, President Draupadi Murmu said that she had a very constructive meeting with Slovak President Pellegrini, where they discussed global and international issues. President Murmu emphasized that trade relations between the two countries are flourishing. She also expressed gratitude to Slovakia for its steadfast support in evacuating Indian students from Ukraine. Trump's reciprocal tariffs against all U.S. trading partners came into effect on Wednesday, sending markets into tailspin again as the devastating global trade war intensified. Among the sweeping new trade moves in a hefty 104% tariff rate on China, this comes on top of Chinese tariffs that were in place prior to Trump's second term. China has vowed to fight back, pledging countermeasures and promising to defend its economic interests to the very end. The European Union is also facing a major blow as the US unveiled its third round of tariffs. European Union's trade ministers convened this Monday in Luxembourg, giving a clear message that Europe will respond with both unity and determination. Germany has also underscored the need for European solidarity, emphasizing that only through cooperation would the European Union stand a chance of overcoming the growing trade tensions. US President Donald Trump has signed an executive order to boost the US coal industry, including by loosening environmental regulations and opening federal lands for mining. The orders include efforts to save coal plants that were likely to be retired, including unlocking authorities in the 1950 Defense Production Act to boost coal production. US President Donald Trump on Tuesday said the US will soon announce a major tariff on pharmaceutical imports. Trump also said the tariff will incentivize drug companies to move their operations to the United States. Iran on Tuesday responded to the US President Donald Trump's announcement of direct talks regarding its nuclear program. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi insisted the negotiations in Oman on Saturday would be indirect. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has opposed Israel's new plan to control aid deliveries in Gaza, citing concerns over humanitarian principles. U.S. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth toured the Panama Canal's Miraflores locks on Tuesday. During his visit to the Central American nation, Hegseth said the United States will take back the Panama Canal from Chinese influence. In the Dominican Republic's capital Santo Domingo, nearly 98 people have been killed and more than 150 injured after a roof collapsed at a nightclub. A provincial governor and former Major League Baseball pitcher Octavio Dutel were among the victims. At least 3 people were killed and 3 others injured in a shooting in Spotsylvania County in Virginia on Tuesday. In a statement shared on social media platform, the sheriff's office mentioned that the ages of the victims remain unknown and no suspects have been caught so far. Thousands of indigenous people from across Brazil marched to the Congress in Brasilia to demand protection for their territories. These lands are at risk due to deforestation caused by agribusiness, mining and other extractive activities. Time to take a short break. We'll be right back.
This week on Defence Dynamics, India's bold maritime push takes the centre stage. From the Indian Ocean ship Sagar to Project Seabird, how is India strengthening its naval muscle against China's growing footprint? Prime Minister Modi's strategic visit to Sri Lanka signals a powerful regional reset. What does the historic defence pact mean for India-Sri Lanka ties? Electric motorcycles for special forces and futuristic UAVs. India gears up for stealthier, smarter warfare. Plus, why the Army Commanders Conference is more than just a meeting. Catch all this and much more on Defence Dynamics, Wednesday 8 p.m. IST only on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching Express News. Let's continue. At least 50 hippopotamuses and other large animals have been killed by anthrax poisoning in eastern Congo's Virunga National Park. The head of the park and a local official confirmed on Tuesday. The deaths represent a major loss for the national park that holds about 1,200 hippopotamuses and has struggled to maintain populations threatened for decades by poaching. Zoo workers began spraying water to cool off the inhabitants at the National Zoological Park in New Delhi as temperatures began to soar in northern India. According to the latest updates from the Indian Meteorological Department, the eastern and the northeastern parts of the country will experience rainfall accompanied by thunderstorms and lightning through the 12th of April. A deep 5.8 magnitude earthquake struck Taiwan's rural northeastern county of Yilan on Wednesday. The island's weather administration confirmed with no reports of damage so far. The Philippines' Canlao volcano has resumed erupting, ejecting an ash-laden plume that reached approximately 4 kilometers in height, according to the seismology agency. A vivid sunset was observed in Kent as Saharan dust moved over the United Kingdom. It is expected to cause irritation for individuals with breathing problems. In Bolivia's Beni, Basque grasslands, where cows once grazed, have been submerged under floodwater, forcing the cattle and the cowboys to swim as they make for small patches of higher ground. According to reports, around 200,000 heads of cattle are at risk, struggling with floodwaters. The floods have affected thousands of families and have left 55 people dead in Bolivia. Days of continuous rain have flooded rivers across the U.S. state of Kentucky, submerging entire area. Evacuation orders are in place and rescue crews have been deployed. A major exhibition of more than 400 work by British artist David Hockney went on show in Paris on Tuesday at the capital's plush Louis Vuitton Foundation. Drawn from museums and private collections worldwide, the David Hockney 25 exhibition focuses on 25 years of the artist's work, highlighting his contributions to the pop art movement. A 36-year-old woman is the first woman to give birth following a womb transplant in the United Kingdom. Brazilian designers unveiled their latest collection at Sao Paulo's Fashion Week on Tuesday. The 30th edition of Sao Paulo's Fashion Week is scheduled to run until the 10th of April. The all-female crew of Blue Origin's new Shepherd rocket posed together for Elle magazine's digital cover ahead of their historic launch into space on the 14th of April. The Shepherd rocket, a 59-foot-tall suborbital spacecraft, will carry the all-female crew to the Kama line, which is the internationally recognized boundary of space. Sotheby's auction house is displaying a rare blue diamond and the largest flawless diamond in the world as part of $100 million exhibition in UAE's capital, Abu Dhabi. Restoration efforts in Bursar's historic Hans district are underway in the city's rich cultural heritage. Launched in 2020, the urban design project aims at restoring the area's historic silhouette by demolishing 63 structures. In Nepal's Kathmandu, the Setu Machindra Jatra took place, where a wooden chariot carrying the statue of the deity Setu Machindranath is paraded from place to place around Kathmandu for 5 days. During all 5 days of the festival, both Hindus and Buddhists play traditional music, instruments and parade through the streets of Kathmandu with chariot procession. US media giant Comcast Corp will build its first universal theme park and a resort in Europe in Bedford, north of London, opening in 2031, the British government confirmed on Wednesday. The park will create 20,000 jobs during construction and a further 8,000 jobs across the hospitality when it opens up. It is expected to attract 8.5 million visitors in its first year. Cambodian farmers went full throttle by taking their best oxen to the racetrack at this year's annual ox cart race. Actor Tom Cruise is all set to return to the Cannes Film Festival to present the latest and last episode of his Mission Impossible series. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is one of the most hotly awaited blockbusters of the year and is set to release in cinemas worldwide from the 17th of May onwards. Veteran actor Robert De Niro will be honoured with honorary Palme d'Or award for lifetime achievement at the upcoming Cannes Film Festival 2025. Acclaimed German film director Werner Herzog will be honoured with the Golden Lion at the forthcoming 82nd edition of the Venice Film Festival. The trailer for Babil Khan's starrer film Logout has been unveiled. Logout is set to premiere on the 18th of April on Z5. The trailer for actor Ajay Devgan's crime thriller Raid 2 has been unveiled in Mumbai. The film Raid 2's trailer shows Ajay returning as the fearless IRS officer Amey Patnaik, who once again takes on the corrupt system. The film will be released on the 1st of May. Indian actor Allu Arjun has announced his new film titled AA22 into AX. The project will be directed by Atlee and produced by Sun Pictures. Vanessa, the premium fragrance brand for modern women, has announced Bollywood sensation Kiara Advani as its new brand ambassador. Indian actors Tushar Kapoor and Shreyas Talpade have teamed up for late director Sangeet Sivan's final film, Kap Kapi. The actors previously worked together in the 2008 film Golmaal Returns. In sports, shooter Vijayveer Sidhu clinches gold medal at the Shooting World Cup in Buenos Aires as India surpasses China in the medal tally. In women's 10-meter air pistol event, Suruchi Singh overcame 3 Chinese athletes to win the gold medal at Shooting World Cup. Jain Nepomniachtchi has tied with world number 1 Magnus Carlsen for the top spot after the round-robin stage at the Freestyle Chess Grand Slam in Paris. Indian World Champion Lee Gukesh could only manage 3.5 points across the 11 rounds, leaving him second from bottom in the 12-player standings. Gujarat Titans face Rajasthan Royals in the Indian Premier League match in Ahmedabad. Gujarat Titans are on a roll, winning 3 games. Punjab Kings all-rounder Glenn Maxwell has been fined 25% of his match fee and handed 1 demerit point for breaching IPL Code of Conduct against Chennai Super Kings. World Boxing sets up an interim committee to oversee the affairs of Boxing Federation of India. Borussia Dortmund will face Barcelona in their Champions League quarter-final round, first leg match on Wednesday in Barcelona. Arsenal beat Real Madrid by 3-0 in the first leg of the Champions League quarter-final round in London. Inter Milan secured a crucial 2-1 victory against Bayern Munich in their Champions League quarter-final first leg encounter. President Gianni Infantino announced that FIFA will donate $1 million to each host city of the 2025 Club World Cup to build mini pitches for young people. Matteo Berrettini of Italy upset top seed Alexander Zverev by 2-6, 6-3, 7-5 to advance to the third round of the Monte Carlo Masters in Monaco. Yannick Sinner will return to the ATP Tour from his doping ban at next month's Rome Masters as world number 1 after his closest challenger Zverev's defeat. 6 seed Stefanos Tsitsipas advanced to the third round of the Monte Carlo Masters in Monaco after dropping the first set. And according to a survey, more than 1/3 of sports supplements available online in Australia contain substances banned by the World Anti-Doping Agency. And with this, it's a wrap here on Express News for now. With news and updates will continue here on DD India. So don't go anywhere. Keep watching and keep tracking DD India for all latest news and updates from the country and the world. Thank you so much for joining us right now. Namaskar.